From 9 News, this is Today with Carl and Sarah.
Good morning to you all right across Australia. We are still all reeling from the Bondi terror attack, a tragedy that has struck the country and the world.
Last night, the parents of little Matilda, the youngest victim, just 10 years old, made a heartbreaking tribute to their daughter, laying a framed photo and her shoes at the Bondi Beach Memorial site, speaking to mourners for the very first time.
It just stays here, and I can't get it out.
Okay. I named her Matilda because she was our first Australian. We came here from Ukraine, and Matilda was my first born in Australia, and I thought that Matilda is the most Australian name that can ever exist.
They were joined by hundreds of people gathered at the memorial site to remember and pay respects to all the lives lost, the heroes who saved lives, and everyone who has been impacted. We have team coverage for you this morning.
Let's go first to Today's Sydney reporter Jack Hahn, who joins us from Bondi Beach. Jack, what else did Matilda's family have to say?
Yeah, good morning to you, Sarah and Carl. Well, they said that they really miss her, and obviously that Matilda was the light in their life. Incredibly touching comments from them coming in this morning. But standing here in Bondi this morning, the thing that really sticks out to you is the stillness. I want to give you a bit of a look here at the memorial, not only at the flowers, but more at the locals that are coming down here, and they have not said a single word, and they don't have to, because you can see it all on their face. Just taking a moment of quiet reflection here after what happened as we now enter the fourth day afterwards. Again, as we mentioned, hearing heartbreaking comments coming in from Matilda's family. Here's more.
Whenever I would ask Matilda if she knew that I loved her, she would immediately say yes. She knew she was loved. She wasn't alone. Thank you.
This morning we're also letting you details about perhaps the bravest people in this terror attack. The first two people that tried stopping the attack as it was starting. Dash camera footage showing Boris and Sofia Gurma on a lovely afternoon going for a walk when suddenly they spot two terrorists jump out of a car armed with guns. They try wrestling the weapons out of their hands, and they pay the ultimate sacrifice while trying to do that.
It's unbelievable for them to get out of their car and do that.
That courage.
The courage of Australians.
That's extraordinary. All right, let's check in now with Amanda Kopp, who joins us from Canberra. Amanda, the surviving gunman, Naveed Akram, has woken from his coma now.
Yeah, that's right, Sarah. And there's going to be lots of questions about what he was doing and where he was in the lead up to this attack. New details coming to light indicate that the two attackers travelled to the Philippines just a month before this attack. And parts of that country are well known for being breeding and training grounds for terrorists. The federal government says it's working with its counterparts in the Philippines.
The reason that the Akrams travelled to the Philippines, where they went, is unknown at this stage.
They probably had some technical assistance, some weapons training, but that wouldn't be the critical element. It would be the psychological element, committing them to what was a pretty extreme course of action for themselves and for others.
And while those investigations get underway, Sarah, criticism for Anthony Albanese and his government is ramping up, with former Prime Minister John Howard coming out very strongly yesterday, accusing Albo in particular for not taking a strong enough stance against rising anti-Semitism here in Australia in the lead up to this attack.
He has a lot of questions to answer, Amanda. Thank you.
Today, hero Ahmed will undergo surgery as he continues to recover after being shot in the arm. In some good news, though, an 8-week-old baby was released from hospital who had been suffering from shrapnel in their body.
Right now, there are still 22 people in hospital. 3 of them remain in a critical condition. All right, let's check some other news headlines for you now with Jane.
Thank you, Sarah. Convicted rapist Tom Silvagni is set to be sentenced at 10 a.m. today. The son of Carlton football great Stephen Silvagni has been convicted of 2 counts of rape, both found to have been committed inside the family home in January last year. Tom Silvagni's identity was revealed after a suppression order was lifted, the judge ruling it no longer necessary given the trial had been run. To breaking news out of Sydney, where a man has been charged over an alleged police pursuit and multiple car crashes. Police pulled over a 20-year-old man in Mascot for a drug test before he allegedly sped away while officers were waiting for the result. The driver then allegedly collided with a blue Subaru and a taxi in Brighton-Les Sands before mounting a median strip on the Grand Parade and crashing into a third car. The man was arrested at the scene. A 24-year-old woman who was in the taxi suffered a minor concussion and was taken to hospital as a precaution. Two men have been winched to safety after their yacht sank, with extraordinary vision capturing the moment it all unfolded. Live to Today Melbourne reporter Kiara Parker now. Kiara, how bad were the conditions?
Talk about perilous conditions for both the rescue workers and these yachtsmen. The men were battling 5-metre seas and 90k winds when they hit trouble on their yacht. They're about 60 nautical miles offshore from Lake's entrance when they called for help because their vessel was quickly taking on water. A nearby merchant ship responding and police deployed their Challenger aircraft. The 59 and 70-year-old were found drifting on a life raft and they were winched to safety on Sunday night. Our vision shows them being pulled up with their life jackets on. They were sailing to Sydney, but their yacht sunk and they ended up in hospital with non-life-threatening injuries and hypothermia. Jane?
A very lucky escape, Kiara. Thank you. A British man has been sentenced to more than 21 years jail after using a car as a weapon to plough through crowds of fans at a Premier League victory parade in Liverpool earlier this year. Live to Nine's Europe correspondent Mimi Becker in London. Mimi, do we know why he did it?
Jane, the driver, Paul Doyle, said he acted in blind panic, but the judge handing down the sentence today said it was inexplainable fury. The court released CCTV and dash cam of the incident. It's quite full on and it shows the father of three drive directly through the crowd for almost 2 minutes. He injured more than 130 people, the youngest 6 months old, the eldest 77. Doyle could be heard also shouting and swearing at the crowd. Now, he pled guilty to 31 charges on day one of this trial. Police say it was a miracle that no one was killed and he'll now spend the next 21 and a half years behind bars. Jane?
Thank you, Mimi Becker there in London. Security has been tightened in and around the Adelaide Oval to protect the tens of thousands watching and playing in the third Ashes test. Live to Nine Adelaide reporter Will DeFulvio, who is at the ground for us. Will, police have been granted extra powers for the entire series.
They have, Jane. Late last night, police confirmed that this entire area will be a declared public precinct. What that means is that they will be given extra powers to wand anyone in search of weapons. They can also ban and move them along should they deem that they pose a threat. The Commissioner of Police has said that this is out of an abundance of caution, and at the moment there is no intelligence to suggest that there is any threat to public safety. The extra security will extend to inside the grounds as fans and players gather for what's going to be a very sombre start to the third test, but also an opportunity to come together. John Williamson will perform his song True Blue before the match starts, and players from both the Australian and the English side will be wearing black armbands in recognition of the victims and all of those affected. But Jane, this will mean that fans will take extra time to get through these security checks, and you can see there are some already starting to line up behind me now.
It will be a sombre occasion indeed. Will DeFulvio there in Adelaide, thank you.